What is up, everybody, and welcome to the first ever Dudes Who Bet Sports.
So you want to bet sports, but you need some advice on how to cash in big at a heck of a price. Well, if you want enough money to line your shorts, then you're in the right place. This is Dudes Who Bet Sports. Dudes Who Bet Sports, it's your favorite show. Dudes Who Bet Sports, where degenerates go. Dudes Who Bet Sports, time to change your approach with Aaron Halterman and his father, the coach. Let's ride.
Well, the Associated Press is full of shit.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Dudes Who Bet Sports show. And Papa Dude, really good timing as Nick Chubb runs down to the 7-yard line for the Browns. That's right. The Browns are going on live as we watch this game. That's the first play that the Browns have had that's been any good at all. So how are we doing this evening, Papa Dude?
I'm doing great. You're up in New York, and it is cold here today. And has been for the last couple of days. So
I wouldn't complain too much. It was 7 degrees here this morning when I woke up. Now, it did warm up to 20, so we did get into the 20s today. But
it's a dry 20, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's snow on the ground, but no snow fell the last couple of days, so that's good. And none in the forecast. So
none in the forecast?
No, none in the forecast. They had about 6 inches when we got here, though.
I see.
So, Yeah, it's not too bad, not too bad. I mean, I'm live at Uncle Vito's again. Sorry, it's a little dark up here tonight. You look all nice and bright, and I look dingy, so I apologize for that.
It's supposed to be 71 here on Christmas Day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
that's got to be a record, I would think, right?
Well, I thought it was too, but now I'm getting this from somebody else. But they said the record is 74. In 1955. So
that's hard to believe.
Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. I don't know whether that's true or not.
Well,
but anyway,
I don't think we're going to have anybody trying to quote you on it. All right, let's see if the Browns score here before we start. Touchdown. I bet they overrule it, but he did catch it. Njoku with a touchdown catch as of now would make it 10-6.
Why would they overrule it? What happened?
And I thought his foot was out. Okay.
Well, it's probably
see, but that would be big. The Browns are back in it. Too bad they missed a field goal right before the half, or the game would be tied. All right, let's see the replay. Then we're going to start the show here. He's got it. And clear, like not even close, being out of bounds. All right, so he's out of bounds. All right. We'll kick it off with the NFL, and we'll give you some updates as this game goes along here. But we will definitely kick off with the NFL because I think that's where most of the action, the major action was this week. The bowl games, we did pretty well, Papa Dude, but not a lot of big games to talk about. But let's recap NFL. We'll start with the Thursday game. Boy, the Chiefs looked like they were in big trouble for a lot of this game. End of the day, though, they get it done in overtime, 34-28. Everybody else that they're trying to catch for first place, well, they're not trying to catch them anymore. They all lost. The Chiefs now the number 1 seed. What do you think about that?
Well, I think they're a cinch, almost. I did see where Travis Kelce was put on the COVID list. I saw it just before we came on the air, which will hurt them. Let's face it, he was unbelievable in that game. He looked like a sprinter amongst all those pass defenders for the Chargers. He was just flying past them. He was unbelievable in that game. I don't know whether it's analytics. I don't know what it is, but you better start kicking some damn field goals. This is stupid. The first one, when they're on the 5, they run the kickoff down there. They have a chance to get ahead. It's 4th down on the 5. You have to get points out of that, and they didn't do it. And I don't care what the analytics say. You got to get something out of that kickoff return. They didn't get a thing. The other one, they were on what? The 1, and they went for it. Mm-hmm. The only thing is, wouldn't that have stretched the lead to like 17-13 or something like that? Mm-hmm. It's 14-13. And when you play the Chiefs, you got to get points when you get a chance. The Chargers blew the game. No doubt. They should have won that game, and they let it get away, and that's what the Chargers do. But give Kansas City credit. Great comeback. I sure wouldn't want to play them, would you?
No, absolutely not. And it went exactly like we said it would. People are on here arguing, saying the Chargers have already beat them once. The Chargers can match up with them. The Chargers this, that. And we kept telling people they'll find a way to lose the game because they're the Chargers, and that's exactly what happened. I think they were one of the better one of the better team on the field. I really do for 90% of that game. But you can't leave 9 points out on the field making ridiculous go for it on fourth down calls when he should have kicked field goals. And you can ask the Ravens that as well. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Oh, don't get me on that. Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute.
Listen, this is the NFL.
That's right.
You have to take points when you can get them, period.
Especially in the situations they were in. They didn't need touchdowns. They didn't need those at that point. And the Chiefs did the same thing. They went for 1-2 and didn't get it. When they could have, I believe, taken the lead. I think it would have made it 16-14, and they went for it. You know, a funny thing, a buddy of mine is a pretty big Chiefs fan, and he was texting me back and forth. And when the Chiefs scored to tie it at 28, I think there was a minute 33 left, something like that. And his text to me was, "Oh God, we scored too fast." Here's the difference between the Chargers and the Chiefs. What's his first name? Herbert. Yes, Justin. Yeah. Justin Herbert is a hell of a player. The Chargers did not go down and take advantage of that. Mahomes and the Chiefs got the ball in overtime and took care of it.
Yeah, that's essentially what it was. When the Chiefs scored it to tie it, like I said, there was so much time. Yeah. I mean, there was plenty of time to go down and get a field goal. Now, if they needed to score a touchdown, that'd be a little different. But it was just a field goal, and they got down to what about their 40, and then they stalled. Yeah, that's the difference. And then the Chiefs get the ball first in overtime, and make no mistake, the game's over.
It's over. Yeah, that's the difference between your elite and you're not so elite. And there's no doubt in my mind the Chargers are really good. And they're close, but they just can't get over the hump.
Nope.
But you got to win that game. You have to.
You had to win it. You had to win it if you're the Chargers, and now you're in. I mean, you're still in a good shape with the wild card, situation. But the division's over, and the conference looks to be over, in my opinion, as well.
Oh, it's over.
Before we move on, Dennis says, well, at least Chargers were consistent. They went for it fourth and short 3 times. Yeah, it was 3, Dennis. So they are consistent. At least they didn't abandon their plans. There's something to be said for that. And there's also something to be said for, maybe we could learn from our mistakes. So there's either way to kind of look at that.
Well, I don't really have a problem with the second one because they were on the 1 yard line.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to argue the play call, you can do that. The first one was ridiculous. You have to, it's on the 5 yard line. You've got to kick the field goal. That's the first possession of the game.
Yep.
You got to get points. You're playing a team that can score.
Here's the deal about being a head coach at any level. It's about reading situations, reading the team, reading the flow of the game, all of that stuff. Who are you playing? Coaching is not supposed to be, I typed this into my computer, this is what it spit out, and this is what we're supposed to do. If that was coaching, robots could coach the teams. A coach is supposed to adjust, is supposed to read situations and react.
Yeah.
That's why I hate analytics more than anything else. You're the head coach. Coach. Yeah. It's that simple for me.
Well,
go ahead.
You have, you're absolutely right. You've got to get points on that first possession. Sure. Everybody wants 7 instead of 3.
Mm-hmm.
3 is better than what they got, which was 0.
Yep.
And they're on the 5 yard line. That's the whole point. Now, the third one that they didn't get, they ended up getting a turnover right after that from the Chiefs, and they converted that and went ahead and scored. But, just a bungled up mess is what it was.
Again, I'll stick by that. The coach needs to coach,
yes,
not just listen to whatever the analytics are. You've got to react. That is your job. That's what you're supposed to do. React, adjust, all that kind of stuff. So these people, and I'm not directing this towards you at all, Dennis. I know you made the comment, but these people on Twitter saying, I think what he's doing is great. No, it's not. He cost him the football game. I don't care if, he does it all the time. So what? Maybe he shouldn't do it all the time. Did we think of that? I mean, come on.
If he does it all the time, let's look at their record. They're 8-6.
Yeah.
Something's wrong.
And another guy, Nick Tamarano, one of the horse racing guys, I may have said he's Tamaro. I don't know. He was like, oh, this guy's doing such a good job for the Chargers. They're way better. No, they're not. They're the same. They always are. They can't win big games. They lose games they're not supposed to win.
Right.
They're better because Justin Herbert is a really, really good quarterback, and Eckler is a great running back. That's why they're a little better.
Really good. They got great receivers too. I mean, that's a good offensive football team.
That's true. That is true. They are very good offensively. Yeah, they're so good, and they're 8-6. So maybe coaching is a problem. How about that? We think of that. So I don't agree with it all. I think he's terrible. I'll go ahead and say it right now. You're 8-6, and you should be better than that. And that, not to mention some games against shitty teams that they lost this year that blew the situation and made them, where they are right now. So that's my rant on that. As far as the Chiefs go, they're in the driver's seat. Listen, they should be. They've won a bunch of games in a row. They haven't always been pretty, but they're winning, and that's the difference, right?
Right.
And, Andy Reid, you don't see him saying, well, my computer says it's time to go for 2 here. You know what I mean?
Andy knows. I'm not sure Andy can turn our computer on.
That's true.
Not sure. He's probably a lot like me. He can do a few things, but that's about it.
Yeah, he probably can email, and that's about it. So. All right, let's move on to the Saturday game. The Colts, man, they jumped all over the Patriots early, got them way behind. Patriots made a nice comeback, but fell short, 27-17. And all of a sudden, the Colts are looking good in the wild card position. And the Patriots now just a game ahead of the Bills, and they play each other next week. What do you make of this loss for the Patriots? How big of a loss was this for them?
Wasn't totally shocked that they lost. It's hard to keep winning every week in the NFL. They came off a bye. It's not really an excuse because Indy did too. Indianapolis played great, and they got turnovers. The young quarterback made a few mistakes in this game, which he's going to do. I think it was time for the Patriots to lose. They got Buffalo at New England this week, suddenly a huge game, and it's going to be an interesting one. So I wasn't shocked. The Colts are playing extremely well right now. And you know what? They got a shot at winning the division the way Tennessee's playing.
Yep. I saw a lot of people overreacting, I think, to this loss. And all the Patriots are in big trouble now. I think it was a tough game on the road on a Saturday night. And like you said, the rookie quarterback kind of looked like a rookie for 3/4 of that game.
He did.
And I think that's going to happen. Like you said, listen, if they lose to the Bills this coming week, then it's time to start panicking a little bit, but I wouldn't just yet. I mean, that's just a game that you're going to lose sometimes, but I thought it was good that I don't know, good is the right word, but I thought it showed you a little something that they kind of made a run at it and at least made that game interesting. I know they didn't get the job done, so it doesn't really matter, but I think it showed a little bit. All right.
It'll be a heck of a game this weekend in New England.
Yeah, there's some big ones coming that we'll talk about on Thursday. Speaking of the Bills, they took care of the Panthers 31-14. Not a lot to talk about there. A whole lot to talk about here. The Detroit Lions upset the Cardinals. And not only did they upset them, they destroyed them. Detroit 30, Arizona 12. Is the sky falling in Arizona after this one?
Well, I think it is, don't you? What else can we think about this? I mean, both of us, when we were going over the games on Thursday, I think you said you didn't think Arizona would cover. I know I said it. I didn't think they would. I didn't like the way they played against the Rams, but I never dreamed they would lose. I just didn't. I thought it'd be a struggle, like 20-14, 23-17, and they'd have to, come from behind the second half to win it. But they were lifeless. I don't know. I was looking at their schedule. They've got Indianapolis coming up, and they've got Seattle. Those games are in Arizona, and they've got a game with Dallas. I think it's the last game of the year. If the Rams win tomorrow night, are you going to pick the Rams or the Cardinals to win that division? Now, the Rams schedule is extremely tough too. But I do think the Rams are better than Arizona, and I have all year. Are the Cardinals starting to show what a lot of people think they are?
Yeah. I think yes is the answer to that. I looked at this game. Now, listen, I didn't think the Lions had beat them 30-12, but I definitely think the Cardinals are starting to be the Cardinals that we thought. Injuries are piling up. Hopkins is out, and that doesn't help. That's for sure.
No.
But, bottom line is they didn't play any defense in this game either, and
No.
that's where they lost it. And turnovers. My God, Kyler Murray. Here's another thing. I'll get on a soapbox here.
Okay.
Some quarterbacks in this league, they never take blame. They could play as bad as they want to play. They never get blamed. Other quarterbacks, they could score 4 touchdowns and throw 1 interception. If their team loses, it's their fault. Can you figure that one out? Can you explain that one to me? Because he was awful, Kyler. And listen, I'm as fair as it can be with.
Well, okay. Now, are you saying he didn't get blamed?
Yeah, I haven't heard one person say, "God, Kyler Murray was awful."
It's real simple. The press thought he was going to be a superstar, and the ones that they don't think are going to be superstars, that's who gets the blame. That's my opinion.
You're probably right. But he was, and again, he's one of my favorite players, second favorite player.
Yeah.
He was god awful. I mean, he was a big part of why they lost this game. And like I said, I thought, oh boy, it'll be bad in the morning. I'll have to hear how bad he is. No, nobody said a word.
Yeah. Well,
and you know what? He wasn't very good against the Rams. He wasn't bad.
No, he wasn't
great.
No, he made a mistake or two that really hurt him.
Yeah. And this is exactly, wins and losses are not a quarterback stat. It's true.
Yeah, but it is for some of them.
Right. But what Michael's saying, it isn't, though. It shouldn't be.
No, I agree with you, Michael. I agree with you. But to your point, you're saying, I think you're arguing that a lot of people say it's the quarterback.
Right. Yeah.
Because
I'm with Michael. It's crazy. Yeah.
I agree. Quarterbacks so many times are judged on how many times they get their team to the Super Bowl and how many championships they win.
Yep.
Kind of think there's more players involved than that.
Yep.
In getting to that. Yeah, they are unfairly treated. They get a lot of the glory when they win and all the blame when they lose too many times. And to your point, I'm a little surprised he isn't getting criticized. I am shocked.
I thought he would.
Yeah.
Like I said, I dreaded it on in the morning or the Monday morning, thinking, oh boy, this is going to be bad.
I want to know how long it'll be until they're going to get on Kingsbury's ass. That's going to be the next.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's who's going to take the blame in Seattle or in Arizona because the press doesn't like him.
Yeah, exactly. And I agree, Michael. Michael said Kyler did play like shit, but the Lions ran down their throats. What is Jonathan Taylor going to do the next week? Jonathan Taylor, the running back of Indianapolis, who, like you mentioned a little bit earlier, Papa Dude goes to Arizona. We'll talk about it on Thursday, but it's going to be pretty bad, I have a feeling, right? I mean, Jonathan Taylor is one of 5 guys, I would say, that could be the MVP. I don't think he has much of a chance, but he's in the top 5. He's had that good of a year.
Absolutely. And this is the time of the year you don't want to be trending downward in the NFL.
Absolutely right.
Yep.
All right, let's move on. Now, this guy, Tua, has led the Dolphins back to a 7-7 record, a 31-24 win over the Jets. It wasn't pretty, but it's another win. In an NFL, you just have to win. But it seems like everybody hates Tua, and he gets blamed all the time. I thought he played a decent game. He had the one bad turnover, but big win for the Dolphins. They're going to take on the Saints, and that's kind of a winner has a shot, loser stays home. We'll talk about the Saints here in just a second, but it's another nice win for the Dolphins.
It is. They've got to 7-7. Listen, that guy has done a heck of a coaching job down there.
Yes. Yep.
They were 1-7. They were getting ready to hang him up by the a lamppost in downtown Miami.
Yep.
He was out the window.
Yep.
And he's rallied that team to win 6 in a row. Now they've taken advantage of a schedule that hasn't been very tough. It doesn't matter. There's a lot of teams that are losing to some of these teams that the Dolphins have beat.
Yep.
To go from 1-7 to 7-7 is a pretty good job of coaching. Now, their final 3 games are very difficult. As you said, they go to New Orleans. They have to go to Tennessee, and they got the Patriots in Miami. So they still got a shot at the playoffs. I think they have to pretty much win out to get in, and that's not going to be easy.
They do, but like you said, they were ready to fire everybody, and then this has been a really nice rally. So we'll see what happens those last 3 games. And like I said, another big game we'll talk about on Thursday. Right. Cowboys, I watched a lot of this. They beat the Giants 21-6. This was a tremendously boring game. Cowboys just held on to the ball and played defense. The Giants are horrible. We'll move on. This was a great game. Steelers win 19-13. Incredible defense by the Steelers in this game. They get the job done, and boy, the Steelers just hanging in there, right? They're 7-6-1, still in there with a shot. The Titans, let's talk about them for a second, though. I mean, they've beaten Indianapolis a couple times. That's the good news. But it's now just a game. The Titans' schedule's not hard, but not easy either. They're still going to win that division, right?
Well, maybe.
I know. I'm with you.
You say that's not hard. They got the 49ers next week.
Yeah.
Are you going to pick them to beat the 49ers? It's in Tennessee. I think I'll go with the 49ers in that game. And then they've got, golly, I can't even read my writing. Is that Miami? Yeah. Then Miami comes in there. I think they probably could beat them. The game they got where they should handle is Houston.
Yeah.
At Houston. And that would give them 10. Probably going to win the division if they can get to 10, because Indy's going to have to win one more than they do, because the Titans have beat them twice and they have the tiebreaker. So yeah, I think they're going to win the division, but they're really stumbling into the playoffs. That's for sure.
Yeah, and Dennis said he watched the Titans. Sky's falling there for sure. I think they're going to make the playoffs, but I don't think they've got a shot as far as doing anything in the playoffs. I think they're kind of a one and done type team. Also, Dennis says we'll move on to the Texans and the Jags. He told you, Papa Dude, the over. He says, so call me crazy again, Papa Dude. He hits the over in the Texans Jags game.
Yes, he did. I tell you, those Jags are a great football team, aren't they?
Yeah, they're really, really bad. Texans 30, Jags 16. We'll move on. This was another boring game. I watched a lot of it. The Bengals are able to scoot by the Broncos 15-10. This was just a slugfest, I guess is the best way to call it. The Bengals win it 15-10. Now they're 8-6. They lead the division right now. That's right. Yeah. They lead the division. Broncos 7-7. They're in some trouble. It's a big win for the Bengals, wasn't it?
It's huge. And if there's some way the Browns can come back, you'll have the Bengals, the Browns. The Ravens are 8-6, and Pittsburgh is 7-6-1. How about that for a division to try to figure out who's going to win it? They had to win, and they went out there and did it. I didn't think it'd be 15-10. Did you? No. I thought there'd be some more points scored than that. But a win is a win. I want to say hi to Jacob Joyner here, who's joining us for the first time, I believe. How you doing, Jake? Thanks for coming by tonight. Hope you enjoy the show. But this pretty much eliminates the Broncos, I think. I think they were pretty much eliminated anyway, but I think they're pretty much dead in the water. But the Bengals, can they win that division? I don't know. We'll see. They got a tough game with the Chiefs. I think of those teams left, that may be the toughest game anybody has of those contenders in the North.
Yeah, and Jacob said Broncos dropped the ball again. Yeah, they had a great chance there, and they didn't get it done. And I think they're kind of done. The Bengals and the Steelers both have games left with the Chiefs. So that is a big factor in that division for sure. Bengals and Ravens play this week. So that will be fun to watch as well. And like Dennis says, not so fast for the division lead. The Browns would be in the lead if they win. Right now it is 13-7. They are behind, and the Raiders are getting ready to kick off. I believe there's about 14 minutes left in this game. So
I don't like the chances.
I don't either. I'll say this: Nick Mullins is not playing that bad, and we talked about quarterback stats, winning and losing not being a quarterback stat. They're doing the same things they do no matter who's in the game, dropping big time passes when they need to have them.
Oh, right.
They can't run the football. I mean, this Browns team, if you watch them week in and week out, the quarterback has not been the problem a lot of the times.
All right. They can't catch the ball when they have to.
Exactly. Peoples has dropped 2 passes that would have been huge tonight.
Yeah.
And you got to catch them, especially when you got Nick Mullins as the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
If he makes a play, you got to make it with him. Like, you've got to help him out, and they haven't done it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that one as we move on. 49ers picked up a big win, 31-13 over the Falcons. They're coming on. They look like they're going to get that wild card spot. This was the game of the week, the Packers and the Ravens. 31-3, the Packers survive for the second game this year. The Ravens score to make it a 1-point game late in the game and go for 2. And for the second time, they don't get it. The Ravens also had an opening drive that lasted 8 minutes, and they didn't kick a field goal. They went for it on 4th and goal and didn't get it. So, again, there's a coach that probably cost the Ravens the football game. Did you watch this one, Papa Dude, and what did you think of these decisions?
I didn't see the first part of it. I did see the comeback.
Yeah.
I threw up in my throat when he did this again. I don't see – I mean, a lot of people I've heard on the radio today defending him. I don't see it. Your team makes a fantastic comeback. You're lucky to have a chance to go into overtime. Kick the damn extra point and give your team a chance. And I know it's Green Bay, and they might win the toss, and they may go down and score. But I don't know. Now, in this situation, the game was at home. It was a home game. I just think it's been a couple of really, really weird decisions by a coach that I kind of respect. You know, he's been around for a long time. I thought they'd kick the extra point yesterday. I really did. As they were going in to score, it didn't enter my mind for a while that they might go for 2.
Well, they came out and they tried to draw them off sides and for the 2-point conversion. And then when they didn't do it, I thought, okay, they tried to draw them off sides, try to get it to the 1 and then make it easy. And they didn't do it. And then it's like, okay, well, they'll kick it, right? And then they come out and go for it. I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
It shows me you don't have any faith in your team.
Well,
You're
for
afraid to
me,
go to overtime.
it's what you do when you're like 3-10 and your season's over and you feel like you're inferior to the opponent. You go, okay, let's try to steal this game.
Yeah.
That's not the Ravens, you know? I mean, I just don't get it. And to open the game with an 8-minute drive and not score.
You have to get points. You have to.
It's incredible. It's just how stupid these guys are. And again, I said it when they went for 2 against Pittsburgh before. I was like, what are they doing? Don't do this. And then I said it. It's like, hey, he's going to do it again. And this time what made it worse for me, even though I think the backup's better than the starter, you got a backup quarterback that you're asking to do it. You know, I mean, it's
and the play call was very unimaginable.
Yeah.
They rolled him out. He rolled into the coverage.
Yep.
You know, Andrews didn't have much room to get open. Why not throw something where Andrews crosses the end zone, you know, kind of starts out on the left side and goes across the end zone, maybe roll him out there. I don't know. I thought the play call was terrible.
Yeah.
But the Ravens had all the momentum in the game. You know, they had all of the momentum.
Yep.
And if you win the toss, I mean, that's another. I don't like the NFL overtime rule, but that's another thing. We don't need to get into that tonight. I would have kicked it. I would have told my team, hey, guys, you did a great job getting back in this game. If they win the toss, stop them. Get us the ball. We're going to go win that thing.
Yeah, you're like I said, you're at home. Go, you know, give your team a chance. And that's 2 weeks in a row. The play, you know, Mark Andrews had maybe his best game as a pro. He was unbelievable in this game.
Great player.
But it's like you roll out, you take away 50% of the field when you roll out. If he's not open, you're screwed. And, you know, they had a guy, they showed the highlight, and a guy just, they ran 2 right to him. And, of course, they were going to double him. I mean, where do you think the ball's going to go? So, Dennis, I don't think it was Dennis asked, was it the same play as last week? It was similar. It wasn't exactly the same, but he ran the same route. It's just they rolled out this time instead of, you know, dropping straight back.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's just frustrating. I was happy because I wanted the Ravens to lose, but still, it's just like, wow, that's crazy. And then what about Huntley comes in for Lamar? I thought Huntley played fantastic in this game. I mean, I'm not an idiot. I know they're going to play Lamar the rest of the season, but does Huntley playing like that kind of tell them we could plug any quarterback in here and we're probably going to be all right?
We could plug any quarterback and lose when our coach doesn't kick an extra point.
Okay, yeah. Well, if you want to go that route, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, can he do it 2 or 3 weeks in a row? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it does kind of tell you, you know, let's say Lamar's kind of banged up and not quite ready to play.
Yeah.
We got a kid we can put out there and stay in the game against somebody. That's for sure.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. All right, let's move on to the game that was just a shock, a total shock. The Saints and the Buccaneers played last night, and you said it. You said, "Hey, who plays the Saints better than the Buccaneers?" Or who plays the Buccaneers better than the Saints? I should say, nobody. And you were right. How about this? 9-0. They shut out Tampa at home. Could you believe this?
No, I could not, and I still don't. And maybe Dennis can explain it to us since he's big time Saints expert. The Saints got after them. I mean, they worked them over, and they just killed the Tampa offensive line. Now, the Bucs are kind of tore up injury wise. They got some weapons that are missing, but I don't think I've ever seen Brady not come through in a game where you're only behind for a long time, just 6-0, and have all kinds of chances to score, and they just couldn't do it. It was pretty shocking is what it was.
Dennis says he's dumbfounded. He said voodoo dolls must work against one team. And he also said dumbfounded as a Saints fan. I just stood there with a dumb look on my face as I clapped. Yeah. The Saints, like I said, they're back in it. And now they're 7-7. You know what they got to do now? Don't lose to the Dolphins. Don't drop one you shouldn't lose to. Well, that's the key now.
Yeah, they've got Miami and Carolina at home.
Yep.
And they got to go to Atlanta. They should win all three of those games.
They're in the driver's seat.
They're in.
Yeah. Yeah.
If they go 10-7, they're in the playoffs. I'll say that right now.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's almost assuredly going to happen. Yeah. Or 10-7 would make them the playoffs. Now, do they get it? I don't know. But we'll see what happens. It was crazy. Absolutely crazy watching this game.
Well, remember, you've been saying these teams are in the playoffs, have got to win a game they shouldn't. There you go.
They did it.
They did it, and now they are in the driver's seat to make the playoffs because they won a game they shouldn't. And I think there was, Indy's another one.
Mm-hmm.
They beat New England, and now look at them. They're in the driver's seat to make the playoffs now.
Yep.
So, if the Browns could somehow win this game tonight, what is it now? Still 13-7?
It's 13-7 now in the Browns game. There's 12 minutes left, and the Raiders are getting ready to punt. So, still hope. The Raiders had a 3rd and 13, and they did not get it. I'll tell you what happens here. They're getting ready to punt. It almost got blocked. He punted them down to the 20. So the Browns are 1st and 10 at the 20. They got to go 80 yards.
Yeah, that's not happening. Anyway, let's say they could miracle pull this out tonight. They play Green Bay Christmas Day. There would be a game that no one thinks they could win. If they could win it, there you go.
Yep.
And you said Cincinnati. We said Cincinnati and Pittsburgh both play the Chiefs.
Yep.
If one of those teams wins against the Chiefs and the other one loses, there's the game they need to that may make the difference. So
that's right. Yep. And like I said, the Chiefs, if the Chiefs do have COVID problems, you said Kelsey on the list. I think there's 6 of them right now on the list. If they get a bunch more, maybe the Steelers go in there and beat them. Who knows? I highly, highly doubt it, but we'll see. The Browns got a yard. That's the thing. They can't run the ball because they're just loading up the box. And so it's crazy. Dennis says that we'll end the NFL talk with this. Dennis says, is the AFC just like that claiming 10,000 that they just beat each other? I don't think the AFC is any good.
Could be.
If you just look at the records, and I would say, Dennis, watch the games as well. I think you've got a point. It's so tightly bunched.
It is.
They just kind of are beating up on each other. Like I said, the Browns. Go. Okay, almost a first down. That's good. So if the Browns win this game,
7-yard gain there.
Yeah, he got 7. So he almost broke it. I thought
we were going for at least 20 the way you were acting there.
Well, he had one guy to beat. And he could do it. The Browns, their only hope here is just Chubb breaks a big run, right? I mean, that's the key. But they're all beating up on each other. I don't think any of them are very good. I think the Chiefs, I'm not really a believer in them, but boy, it seems like their road to the Super Bowl, especially if they get that home field advantage.
I don't think anybody in the AFC is going to beat the Chiefs.
No.
right now. I think they're playing good enough right now. Mahomes is starting to make some plays. They've got so many weapons. And by the way, in that game against the Chargers, forgot to mention it. Tyreek Hill made some great catches, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what
Tyreek Hill was great, and
he
so was
was.
Kelsey. Obviously,
And
was
that's
fantastic.
what you got to have out of your best players. They got to make those kind of plays, and they did.
Yeah. And by the way, Mahomes was playing an awful game until crunch time, and then he played fantastic. That was the Mahomes that I remember watching for the first 3 years.
Yeah.
That just hasn't been around much this year. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it was
good.
It was a good game from them for sure. All right, let's move on to a little college football. We're actually gonna do some picks, Papa Dude, because we've got bowl games coming up this week.
Do you want to talk about those Tuesday games tomorrow night at all?
Yeah, hold on.
We've picked them already, but
let me pull them up here
because they're huge. There's some big ones.
Okay,
college on there.
Let's put them up there. Tomorrow's games. We'll start with the Idaho Potato Bowl.
No. I was talking about the pro games tomorrow.
Oh, geez. I forgot about the pro games. Well, we've already picked them once.
But they're kind of interesting. Yeah, you're right.
They changed, I guess. So we will.
Well, just quickly.
We'll pull those back up here. Okay, the two pro games tomorrow, right. The Seahawks and the Rams. This is a huge game for the Rams.
Not to pick them or anything, but just the importance of the game now means even more than what it did to the Rams, because a victory here moves them into a first-place tie for the division now with the Cardinals.
That's right. It's a huge game. And obviously, listen, it's a big game for Seattle, who's trying to claw back in this.
Yeah.
I mean, the Rams are just a 7-point favorite. I really like the Rams in the spot. We'll see what happens with Lockett. I think he's going to be out. Oh, first down to the 40 to the 37. All right. They've got a shot.
Yes,
30, that was a great pass. And what do you know? People's caught the ball. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So the Seahawks, go ahead.
No, and then this next game, guys, you got to be careful on what you're betting now with this COVID situation. I mean, I have no idea what Washington's going to put out there. I haven't been keeping up with it that much, but every day is different. So you got to really be careful when you're picking these games.
Do your research. Well, that just means get online and see who has COVID and is out and who doesn't. I mean, Washington's had so many COVID problems. I think all things being equal, both teams being healthy, as Chubb's got a first down to the 24. All things being equal, everybody being healthy, I think the Washington's a better team. But going on the road and losing guys to COVID, it's going to be hard for Washington to win that game, I think. So keep an eye on it. It's a huge, huge, huge game. So,
and here's another thing I don't understand. Why are these games on at the same time?
I can't figure that one out either. I don't know.
Why would you do that?
I wanted to watch them both. I don't know.
At least make them 6 and 8 or something.
Free tip from the Vikings fan, Russ W. chimes in. Free tip, Bears money line tonight.
Good old pessimistic Russ.
I know. He never picks his team. Yeah, we should talk about that one for a minute, I guess. Let me scroll up here. The Bears and the Vikings. The Vikings now a 7-point favorite on the road against the Bears. This is a huge game for your Vikings. They have to win this game.
They have to win. Yeah. Because the 49ers won and New Orleans won. They got to keep pace.
Yeah. He kind of told us, though, how they are and how you should play them. When you think they're going to win, bet them to lose.
You have to beat a 4-9 team.
Yeah.
You just have to.
You have to.
7, that's a lot of points. I don't know about that.
All right. Can we go to the college bowl games now?
Yeah, get there.
Okay. Let's go to the college bowl games. We had one today. Tulsa beat Old Dominion and covered. Pretty entertaining game. Old Dominion ran the kickoff back for opening kickoff, I should say, back for a touchdown. And Tulsa kind of dominated after that.
All right. Okay. Good win.
Yeah, famous Idaho Potato Bowls, where we'll kick it off tomorrow. Kent State and Wyoming. Wyoming a 3.5-point favorite here. Where are you going in this one?
I'm just going to pick Wyoming because of Mark, our buddy Mark, who is an alumnus of Wyoming. I have not even looked at this game. Now, what are they? 3.5?
Yep.
The let's see, this is in Idaho. They'll probably have 500 people there from Wyoming and 150 from Kent State. There might be 25 more people that wander in there just to see the blue turf. So I'm going to go Wyoming to cover.
I'll go Wyoming to cover. I tell you what, this has been a good little key for me in this bowl season so far. Betting against the MAC. Now, I did bet again. I bet with Northern Illinois because they were getting 12 points and they were that conference champion. But overall, I bet against the MAC and it's worked out really good. I'll do it again. Wyoming over Kent State. I feel pretty good about that one. All right, let's move on. Now, this is a
good game. Yep.
This is a good game. UTSA and San Diego State will meet up in the Frisco Bowl. San Diego State, a 3-point favorite in this game. Who you got here?
Well, I love the Roadrunners. Oh, the Browns scored.
Oh, I'm behind. Well, there you go. Handoff. Chubb.
Yeah.
Yes, Browns have the lead. Well, if they make the extra point.
They'll probably miss the extra point.
Yeah. Oh, no, there's a flag, though.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh. Anyway, go ahead about this.
All right. I just wrote the article on this. Struggling with it. I'm really struggling. I love the Roadrunners. I want them to go 13-1. I think, is it a penalty?
Holding on the Browns.
Oh, God. Story of our lives. I want them to go 13-1. San Diego State's played a much better schedule than the Roadrunners have. So I think I went ahead. I can't remember what I picked. I didn't pick the point spread. I think I picked the unders. What's it got there? 49. Pick the over. I think I went over the 49. I think that's what I picked. I think it's a toss-up game. I think it's going to be a really fun game to watch. I'm looking forward to it.
I kind of think San Diego State will beat them by more than 3. I think the Roadrunners are a scrappy team. However, I just am a little bit worried about them matching up against a team like San Diego State that's played a lot better schedule. I think the Roadrunners come out of a conference that's fairly weak, although Western Kentucky did look pretty good in their bowl.
It did. Who you think
San Diego State?
Who you think's got the most motivation?
I guess UTSA, because they're not usually in the spot, right? So yeah. I guess they would have the motivation if you want to look at it that
their
way.
rec makes too. It is fairly close to San Antonio. I don't know whether that's going to make a huge difference. I would think they would have the most motivation, but I would think San Diego State might look at that 12-1 record too. So I think it's going to be a heck of a game.
Yeah. Dennis makes a good point. He says he's going to take UTSA because if you look at the total, it's the highest that we've seen in a San Diego State game. And if it's a high-scoring game, that does favor UTSA.
Yep,
so that's not a bad angle there. Okay. No, I'm still going to stick with San Diego State minus the 3. You guys have almost talked me into it, though. I'm thinking about it here. Oh, the Browns are down to the 5, but it's 4th down.
What do you do here, Mr. Analytics?
You have to go for it. You have to go for it.
How much time's left?
4 minutes.
Yeah, I think you do.
Your defense is never going to stop them. I mean,
well, you're probably not going to get down there again either.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what happens here. I need to shut off the comments. Don't comment because my feed's behind. So don't comment if you're watching this game. Okay, let's see what happens. It's 4th and 5. This is where you really want.
I already know what's going to happen.
Well, I do too, but might as well watch it. Let's see. Mullins is he's scrambling. He's got all day. He throws, got it, touchdown.
Well, wait, is there a flag?
No flags.
Right.
Unbelievable. Oh no, there is a flag. There's a flag.
Is it in the end zone?
It's on the 1-yard line. That could be holding on the on the Raiders.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
There is a flag. It was a great play by Mullins. He bought time. He scrambled around.
If it's on
the Browns are going crazy. I don't think this is going to be.
Yeah, if it's on the 1, it's probably a holding penalty on them.
So they ran a wheel route with Chubb. Yeah, I think they held Chubb on the wheel route.
Yeah.
And then he scrambled and he found. Wow.
All right.
Yeah, it's on the Raiders. They held Chubb. Oh, great job. No, they held the tight end, and then the tight end popped up and caught it. That's unbelievable. Man, that's awesome. They made the extra point. All right. They're still going to lose, but hey.
Magic just made a comment I was going to make. The way you got this guy's hand above your head, and I have 3 or 4 times thought you had your hand up. And that's the teacher in me coming out where student has their hand up,
Yeah, if you're watching this live, there's a fist up above my picture there, but no, it's not.
That's funny. So. All right, I'm going to make a prediction. Raiders 16, Rams 4, or Browns 14. That's going to be my prediction.
Yeah, the Raiders are still going to win this game, I feel like. But yeah, it's a great play. It was a really good play by Mullins. The tight end got tackled and he got up and he made a play. It was really, really, really good. Magic bet the Browns money line. So we'll see what happens here. All right, you're going to be disappointed. Let's move on to Wednesday's game. Missouri goes to take on Army in the Armed Forces Bowl. Army a 4.5-point favorite. Who do you like in this one?
Well, would you agree Missouri probably has the better athletes?
Yes.
SEC school probably has better athletes than Army.
Mm-hmm.
I would be all over Army in this had they beat Navy. And I know the academy guys are tough, but I'm telling you, you lose a game against your arch rival like that, it ruins your whole season, especially when you're favored to win like they were. Can they get back up for this? One of the problems with playing Army is most of the times when you play them, you only have a week to prepare for their option offense. Missouri's had a lot longer than that to prepare for them, but they probably don't have anybody who can run the option to work against in practice either. So I think this is a really interesting game. I really do. It doesn't mean a darn thing. Again, I think I took Army was at 31.5, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Put the under on their team points. I'm not sure they can score that many. I think that's why I did.
I don't have a strong feeling on this one way or the other. It's a strange game. I don't think Missouri's very good. I kind of look at it as, is Army really going to lose the Armed Forces Bowl? I don't think so. I'm going to go Army minus 4.5. I have no feeling on this. And a lot of these bowl games, I feel really good about. But and it's we've done well so far. But this one, man, I don't know. I took Army minus 4.5. This is one I probably will not wager on because that just looks like a really tough game to me.
You can't trust Missouri.
You can't. You can't. No. Russ says Mizzou plus 4.5. Shaking my head.
They should win.
Yeah, they should. I mean, they are a better team than Army. You would have to think. All right, great. Raiders have it at 25. Okay. All right. 2 more games here, and then we'll wrap this thing up tonight with a little story time. I've got a story time.
Oh, well, we got to do the good coaching hires.
We'll do the coaching hires as well. That's right. All right. So North Texas and Miami of Ohio in the Frisco Football Classic Bowl. Miami of Ohio, a 3-point favorite in this game. North Texas gets into a bowl game, winning a bunch of games towards the end of the season. This is a really bad game. What do you think about this one?
Well, I'm going to use your line again. Bet against the MAC. I can't believe Miami's a favorite, to be honest. North Texas is hot.
Yeah.
Frisco's not far away from where they play, so they'll have about 1,500 there. Miami will have about 10. So that's going to be a big advantage for the whatever they are. What are they? The Eagles, North Texas? Yeah, the Eagles.
The Mean Green.
Yeah, that's right, the Mean Green. I'm going North Texas. I think they're on a roll, and I think they're going to continue.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. I'm going to go North Texas plus the 3. Like I said, I'm going to bet against the MAC. It hadn't let me down yet. Final one, the Battle for Florida in the Gasparilla Bowl. Battle for Florida. Central Florida takes on the University of Florida. Central Florida, a 6.5-point underdog here. So the Gators favored by 6.5. I took Central Florida in this game. What about you?
I think this is another real interesting one.
Yep.
You've got Central Florida. A lot of the players that play for them were probably snubbed by Florida and told they weren't good enough to play in the SEC. They've played twice in their history. and Florida stomped them both times. But that was back before Central Florida became the team they are now. Their program's in a lot better shape than it was when Florida played back then. Florida probably wouldn't play them now. What happened?
Pick.
All right.
Browns have it at the 22, 2:47 left. The Raiders do have 2 timeouts in the 2-minute warning, but that was huge. A terrible pass by I don't know what he was doing. All right, go ahead.
Well, okay, the key here is, can the Browns run the clock out and then score right before that happens? That's a big key to watch here.
Yeah.
Probably not, because the Raiders can stop the clock 3 times.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. Central Florida is going to be super motivated in this game. They're going to want to play this game, I would think. And Florida has had a horrible year. They fired their coach. Are they just playing out the string? I think they are. So I'm taking Central Florida to upset the Gators in this.
I'm 100% with you. I took Central Florida in an upset as well. I don't know. I just don't know what Florida team's going to show up. Listen, we saw a Florida team last year play us, and they didn't show up at all.
No.
If that happens, I think Central Florida will beat them, because you got to think Central Florida is like fired.
Oh, they're ready.
Yeah.
This means something to them. It means nothing to Florida.
Right. Nick Chubb got 2 yards on first down. They're still not going to win. All right.
Well, I like them better if they're at 17-13 than 14-13. I'll tell you that.
That's definitely true. Definitely true. All right, let's move on to the article you posted today on the website. Power Conference coaching hire. You ranked those, and then you ranked the 5 jobs that are guaranteed to get you fired. We talked about those a little bit on the last show. All right, we'll start it off. Number 14, Sonny Dykes at TCU. You have him ranked 14. Explain why.
Yeah, I'm not high on him. These are the 14 Power 5 schools that were searching for coaches that I ranked 1 through 14. I don't like Sonny Dykes. I don't know what the big deal is about him. I honestly don't. If you want a 6-6, 7-5 coach, I think you got one. So is TCU okay with that? I mean, I think they could have done better.
I agree. I don't think and they hired him fast. Like, immediately, that's who we're going with. I'm with you. I mean, I don't have anything against him personally. I don't think he's great. So I think that'll be interesting to see how that one works out. Joey Mcguire at 13. If you don't know him, he's a legendary Texas high school football coach. He did get an assistant job in college this year. But he goes to Texas Tech, and another one, I think immediately they knew who they were after. It's boom or bust with him, right?
Well, the problem with him is he's going to Texas Tech.
Yeah.
And I guess I shouldn't figure that in. Can you win there? I don't know. Now, he actually had been at Baylor for 3 or 4 years. So he served under Rule and Aranda. That's good. They went right after him, so they really like him. So he's a legendary coach in Texas high schools, so he can recruit. But is he ever going to get Tech better than 7-5? I don't know.
I'm not sure either. I don't know. That's going to be interesting to see how that one works out. Like I say, boom or bust there. Mario Cristobal to Miami. I'm surprised you had him at number 12.
Really? You think he needs to be better?
I think he would be better than the guy at Virginia and the guy at Virginia Tech. Yes.
I don't. I think he's terrible. And I'll just say it right now. I've never seen the guy do anything I thought was good. He's never won a big game. I just don't. I don't think he's that great. He's a good recruiter.
Yeah.
But no. He will fail.
Well, the Browns will be punting after the 2-minute warning. 3rd down and 3, ran the ball, got nothing.
I thought they had it on the 27-yard line.
It was 3rd down and 3 from the 27-yard line, and they did not.
Oh, their own 27.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was the Raiders.
No, he threw a deep pass.
Oh.
So, listen, I'm just going to say it. I'd fake the punt. They're going to lose if they punt this ball back. I'd fake it. I would live with it if they fake it and they didn't get it. All right. We mentioned Virginia Tech.
You don't like
Washington State.
Okay.
You got anything to say about any of those?
I think they're pretty solid hires. I like the guy at Duke. I don't think he can win.
Okay.
But I love where he's been.
Yep.
I think they did well. He was a defensive coordinator at Notre Dame. Jimbo Fisher liked him well enough to give him a 3-year contract as a defensive coordinator at Texas A&M. pretty high praise, I think. And he spent a lot of time at Wake Forest under a very good coach. Similar situation as Duke. Maybe he can get Duke to be what Wake Forest is. And if he can do that, that's pretty good.
Yeah, we'll see. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Lincoln Riley's tuned in. He says, I'm late. Held a staff meeting preparing for future national championships. You hired an offensive coordinator this week, Lincoln. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to Dan Lanning at Oregon. This guy almost got the Oklahoma job, if you believe the rumors out there. He gets that Oregon job. What do you think of Dan Lanning? You think he'll have success?
Not proven enough to me yet. Yeah. Sure, he's going to have success. He's at Oregon. Mm-hmm. How long is it going to take him, though, to learn the West Coast and how to recruit out there? I don't see that he has any ties there. The defense, he was given a lot of credit for at Georgia. How much of that was Kirby Smart? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a home run hire, though. I really don't.
Yeah, I think it's another one. It could go either way. I don't know much about Kalen DeBoer, is how you say his name at Washington. You've got him rated high. Why did you rank him as high?
I think he's good. He's proven that he can win. He's West Coast. He's been at Fresno as an offensive coordinator. They had a great year this year. Washington, you can win there if you get the right guy. I think he's pretty good. I think that's a pretty solid hire.
Marcus Freeman at Notre Dame, so they just promoted from within. That works sometimes. Notre Dame fans, I don't know. They seem to be supportive of this guy, so we'll see. You think Marcus Freeman's going to work out?
Yes, I think so. The thing that I really liked about him, he went to Cincinnati with Fickell when Fickell went there, and he helped build that Cincinnati program as the defensive coordinator. High praise from everyone that knows him. Notre Dame didn't mess around. They quickly promoted him, so they like him. Notre Dame does a decent job of hiring coaches, and I mean, I don't think they would have hired him that quick if they weren't sure. Yeah. So I think he's pretty solid.
I should mention this. Bo Nix is transferring to Oregon. Is that anything interesting? I think so. I think that's a good quarterback up there at Oregon now. Playing in the Pac-12 instead of the SEC. I think that'll help him too. I thought that was a good pickup, didn't you?
It is, definitely.
Yeah, and your boy, you like Gabriel a lot, the former Central Florida quarterback. He's going to UCLA. I think that's pretty good too if he's healthy.
Yeah.
That's the key. Is he going to be healthy? Let's see. The Raiders are about the 43, their own 43. Minute to go. Oh, this is going to be a heartbreaker. Raiders 16, Browns 14. Looks possible. Let's watch this play from the 43. It's a little underneath route across midfield, about the 48. Yeah, there's no way.
What's the timeout situation?
They have no timeouts, but there's 40 seconds. And now, I mean, they need, 10 yards, and they can kick a field goal. All right, let's move on. You've got, hold on here. Let's see, 35 seconds.
Let's play it out here.
Yep, they're to the 30. That's over. All right. Lincoln Riley at LSU, or LSU. He's not going to be the coach at LSU. USC, Lincoln Riley at number 4. We haven't really talked about this much. Oh, a penalty on the Raiders. A holding call. That's great. What do you think about Lincoln Riley? Do you think he's going to have success at USC?
Yes.
Okay.
I do, because he'll be able to recruit.
Yeah.
Major success, that's questionable. He's a major upgrade on what they had. No question about that.
Yeah.
I think today the news that he's not the offensive coordinator is fascinating to me because he would not give that up at OU. Why?
Well, I think he's still going to call the plays.
Okay. Okay.
It's like tied by title only.
Okay.
Oh, no. They got him all the way back to the 45. Wow.
What do you mean? That's good, isn't it?
Yeah, but he got out of bounds.
But there can't be more than about 30 seconds left.
There's 22 seconds left, and the Raiders have it at the 45.
The Browns 45?
Yes. So
that's better than what it was.
Well, that's true. There's still a chance. So yeah, I think Lincoln will have some success. But yeah, he's not going to call the plays. Or he is going to call the plays.
Okay, well, I think we know what's going to happen there. They will get a lot of 5 stars. They'll win a lot of games, but they won't be physical enough to win.
Okay, the Raiders have completed a pass to 35. They have no timeouts. He stayed in bounds. There's 5 seconds, 4 seconds. They're going to spike it. They're going to kick a 47-yard field goal. So a 47-yard field goal for
52. 52. 52.
30-yard line. So
I thought you said
47-yard field goal.
So they got it right back down to the 30 after the penalty.
Yes, they did.
Well, you deserve to lose.
Well, yeah, we knew that, but I thought they might be able to slip by here. We'll see if they make it.
Happens here.
The Browns have 3 timeouts. They should try to ice him, maybe. Let's see if they ice him here.
Who's their kick? Who's their
snap? It's up. It is good. He hit it.
No, just 16-14. Thank you.
Oh, the Browns called timeout right before. They called the timeout.
Who's their kicker?
Oh, that's crazy. Carlson is the kicker. So Browns called timeout. All right, Billy Napier at number 3. You're high on him. You think he's going to do a good job at Florida?
I do. Who else can go 41-12 at Louisiana?
Yeah.
I think he might be the next great coach at Florida. I mean, what he did at Louisiana is pretty impressive.
Yeah, I agree. I think, Louisiana is a program that's a dead program, basically, and he turned that thing around. Well, yeah, I know a lot of people at Oklahoma thought he would have been a good fit. Of course, he was already hired by the time our job got open. So,
but he's been at Clemson. He's been at Alabama. He's been at Florida State. That's some pretty good places he's been. So he knows the recruiting area. I think he's a good hire.
Yeah, I do too. I definitely do too. I think he's going to do a good job. Re-kick it. He made it right down the middle. This one wasn't even close. No timeouts here. Raiders win 16-14 over the Browns, and the Browns season is over. All right, Brent Venables at Oklahoma. You ranked him at number 2. It seems to be working out really, really well so far with recruiting and everything that's happening there.
Probably a little biased. I am.
Yeah.
But as most of you know, I'm a very negative fan, and I think this is the best move they could have made. It's going to be interesting to see. He's old school. Will that still work? I don't know. We're going to find out. There's a lot of us, including me, still believe kids will buy into that if you're the right guy. I know this. The softness and all of that is going to go away. This will be a physical, tough football team that will be disciplined. And that's what we need, and we'll see what happens. But the fan base is rejuvenated. It's unbelievable the support this guy has. Right?
Yeah. And it'll stay that way as long as he wins every game and never loses. So.
Well, sure. We all know that. We know that.
First loss, and everybody will go, I don't know why they hired this guy. So.
Yeah, why the hell did we get rid of Riley? We need him back.
Yeah, I know.
That's what it is anywhere, though.
All right, let's move on to the number 1. You said Brian Kelly. He's already done some funny things. He's out of his element, it seems, but I think he's going to be a great coach down there as well. Did a great job at Notre Dame. Now you can recruit down at LSU. Is that kind of your biggest reason why you think he's going to succeed?
No, he's a great coach. Yeah. Is my number 1 reason. Here's the deal. The media doesn't like this move. They're against it. So they're going to publicize anything to make themselves look good. Here's the thing. Will he fit in with the crazy at LSU? Mm-hmm. If he wins like he did at Notre Dame, it won't matter how he acts, what he says, and who he pisses off. It's not going to matter as long as they win games. And I think he will. I do.
I mean, I think he's going to win games too. I think he's a really, really good coach. People forget Notre Dame was not that good when he got there, and he turned them into a really good team. And as Magic says, who knew the LSU's giant contract included a Southern dialect coach?
Absolutely.
Yeah. That is hilarious.
Yeah,
all right.
The Louisiana guy didn't last too long down there.
No, he did not. He definitely did not. So maybe Brian Kelly should stop acting like he has a Southern accent. The 5 jobs that will get you fired: Jerry Kill at New Mexico State, Jim Mora at UConn, Don Brown at UMass. I mean, these are places I don't know if anybody can win, right?
No, why would you take these jobs? This is nuts. Go back up here to Jerry Kill. Here's a guy who's 60 years old. He's been everywhere. He goes to the armpits of the universe, New Mexico State. 2 winning seasons since 1992. 43-45 since 2005. In 71 years, they've had 12 winning seasons.
Yep.
And on your 2022 schedule are trips to Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Missouri. You are an independent. You're not in any conference. You're going to play a tough schedule. You're 60 years old. You have health problems. You need a psychiatrist, Jerry. Why would you want this aggravation?
When I saw he took the job, I thought that guy was like on his deathbed type sick. Like he has all kinds of health problems, doesn't he?
Well, he's got epilepsy, and that's he has seizures from time to time. And
yeah,
it's not that. It's just, why would you go there?
Well, yeah.
And the next guy's another. Here's Jim Mora.
Mora was strange. Yeah.
He's coached at Atlanta and Seattle in the NFL. He's 60 years old. He was at UCLA. And now he's at UConn. No conference.
Yeah.
Look at their schedule next year. Road games at Michigan, Utah State, North Carolina State, and they get Fresno State, Boston College, Coastal Carolina, and Syracuse at home. Best of luck, Jim.
Yeah.
And the next guy's even weirder. I never heard of him.
I haven't either.
He's 66 years old.
Yeah.
He was the head coach when the Minutemen were in the FCS from 2004, 2008. They won some games. But next year, again, they're an independent. They have 7 road games and only 5 home games. My advice to you, Don, is get a good retirement plan out of this, because you're going to be on your ass in about 2 years.
Yeah.
Now, the Akron guy, this is about as good as they could have got.
Yeah.
This is a pretty good job. He was at Mississippi State. I don't know if you remember this, but they got caught cheating.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't matter to Akron. You probably can cheat there. So I think that's a decent hire. And then the guy that Florida International got's not too bad, but he was at San Jose State in Colorado, went 30-44. Florida International has been a program since 2002, and their record is 69-143 with 4 winning seasons.
Yeah, I know. It's you would think they would be a little bit better. Now, one thing I'll say, Florida Atlantic is kind of their quote unquote rival. They've had some success, and it's in Florida, so maybe it's not a dead end.
By the way, your boy Mario Cristobal was there.
That's true.
And he went 28-69.
Yeah, that's true.
And he got his ass fired.
Yeah. And
then he went to poor old Nick and got rejuvenated and ended up at Oregon. How the hell, I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's my 5. I would never take those jobs. That's just crazy. All
right. It's time to end the show like we always do. It's story time. To end the show here, I've got one. Well, it's not really story time. It's Ask Papa Dude a question. Okay.
And again, I have no idea what the question is.
No. All right. So so Heather and I flew out of St. Louis this time. And we went up the night before our flight. We had an early flight, and we went to a very cool place, downtown St. Charles. Have you ever been there?
No.
It's amazing. I was stunned. We stayed pretty out there, kind of close to St. Charles, a suburb of St. Louis. And we were just looking for some place to eat. That's all we wanted. And I was like, yeah, I've heard that's a nice area. Let's go out there. It was unbelievable. It's one of the coolest downtowns I've ever been to. So my question to you is, what is the coolest downtown you've ever been to?
I stay away from downtowns. Golly. This is tough. I've been a lot of places. Coolest downtown ever.
Yep.
What's yours? I'm gonna bail on this for a minute.
The coolest downtown. I have been to a lot.
Yeah, you've been to more than I have.
Yeah, I thought this is a good one. Downtown Vegas is really cool. The old school downtown. Yeah, and Dennis says, "What's the worst downtown?" We could do that one as well. I've got both. Gosh, St. Charles is really cool. It's not the coolest though. Probably.
This is tough.
Estes Park, Colorado.
Well, I was going to say that. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It's small. I like St. Louis downtown a lot. Down around the I'm talking about down around the ballpark, the arch.
Yeah, there's like 2 blocks that's
yeah,
nice.
I really think that is neat
Yeah.
down here, and I feel fairly safe. Now you get off of that 2-block area, and you're taking your life in your hands.
Yeah,
but there's some things to do down there, and it's pretty neat. I do like it. Estes Park, for those of you that have never been there, is just awesome. The entire community is. The downtown sits right up against the Rocky Mountains, and you see the mountains, and it's really I was going to say that's really a cool little place.
I would say Estes Park, downtown Lake Placid is pretty cool. Not very big, but it's pretty cool.
I'd like to go there.
Downtown Burlington, Vermont is awesome. Believe it or not. Saratoga, obviously, that it's a cool downtown. But I would take Estes Park probably over all of them. I think that's the best. City-wise,
I have a couple of cities I like.
Okay,
I think Atlanta's pretty cool.
Yep. Agreed.
Atlanta and downtown Atlanta is kind of neat too. Been through there once. Neat. A lot of things right down in that downtown area. Another one, I don't think you've ever been there, and it's Minneapolis. Is really pretty. It's a really pretty city. I really like it a lot too. Didn't spend a lot of time there, but I did like it a lot. Curtis, I have been to the Magnificent Mile in Chicago, and that is pretty cool. It really is. So that's a good one. The worst one.
Hey, this one real quick. Downtown Savannah, Georgia. I would like to go there. I've heard it's cool.
Yeah, I too. Now, did you go downtown in Charleston when you were there?
Okay, you want to talk? I'm not going to call it the worst, but I think it was overrated. But yeah, I did go to downtown Charleston. It's not Charleston, South Carolina. It's not awful by any means. It's fine, but it wasn't all it's cracked up to be. I did not like it as well as a lot of people like it.
San Antonio is pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Didn't spend a whole lot of time there, but that's pretty neat. I'm trying to think of the worst. Is this one maybe where you were scared?
I'm trying to say, you know what? I've been to downtown Boston, and it was a hell of a lot of fun. And I didn't think I'd like it. It was great.
Have you ever been in downtown New York City?
Yeah, I have. I have actually.
That's right. You've been there.
It was fun. It wasn't anything. It was a quick trip. We were only there a few hours, but it was fun. I wasn't scared or anything like that. It was fine.
Washington, D.C. is pretty neat with all the monuments and everything.
I would think that's cool. Yeah.
Pretty good. I liked it a lot. Aaron, you remember the little community we stayed at in Yellowstone, West Yellowstone? Remember that?
Yeah.
That was pretty neat. That was a neat little place. Jackson Hole, do you remember that at all?
Jackson Hole, yeah. Remember that? Curtis says Frankenmuth, Michigan.
Okay.
Turned into a Bavarian Christmas village during the holidays. That's great. So there's one from him. Lincoln says Charleston. Yeah. Downtown Lansing is broken if you go even 1 block off the main street. Okay. So don't go to Lansing. I wasn't planning on it anyway. Dennis says he doesn't travel at all. I've been to 4 states and only 2 of them for more than a day, New Orleans and Kentucky. New Orleans I've never been to, believe it or not.
Yeah, I didn't care for that. But
I've heard Nashville's great. I need to go there.
Oh, yeah, that's very pretty. Yep.
Baltimore?
Never been to Baltimore.
Me neither. I can't comment on that one. Magic says downtown Detroit used to be scarier than a prison yard.
I could see that.
Honestly, that's St. Louis when you get 2 blocks away from the stadiums.
You know, Sandy and I went up there and we stayed right downtown, and it was in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And we walked all over that place. And I wasn't a bit scared.
Hmm. Well,
Not a
I'm
bit.
glad you're still here. Sandy says she'd like to go to Nashville or love to go to Nashville.
Okay.
Yeah.
like
Paul just went to Nashville. I haven't heard a report yet. I think
Who did? Paul did?
Paul did, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you one I do recommend you stay out of.
Okay.
That would be Hot Springs.
I've never been scared at Hot Springs.
Huh?
I've never been scared at Hot Springs.
Downtown at night, you wouldn't be scared. I would.
I've been downtown at night. No, I'm
really
not. No.
Sorry.
You can't go past the Arlington. Don't go past it. But other than that,
okay. I think, folks, Hot Springs, Arkansas is a pretty scary little place.
It's not scary as much as because you can definitely tell the areas you need to stay out of and the areas.
Oh yeah.
I think as far as like a lot of people think, oh, Hot Springs, that's an awesome town. I don't think it's an awesome town.
Yeah, that's a good one. Sandy's got downtown Memphis is not.
But if Hot Springs didn't have the racetrack, I would never go there.
No.
Yeah, downtown Memphis is scary.
That would be says. I think Little Rock's pretty bad too. I've heard.
Dennis said he went to Arkansas at the dog track. Of course you did, Dennis. And one side of the town is rough. Arkansas where, Dennis? Arkansas is a state.
I think he's talking about maybe down in Memphis.
Oh yeah, there was a dog track.
That is in Arkansas, and that is, yeah, that's pretty rough.
San Diego, yeah, for sure.
I would like to go there sometime.
Del Mar for a little town is really cool. Really, really cool.
Yeah.
Not by the track. Yeah.
Magic, have you ever been to San Francisco?
Yeah, that's another one. Paul lived in San Francisco. Yeah, West Memphis. You're right, Papa Dude. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Memphis is pretty rough. Yeah.
It really is.
It was, Dennis. Yeah. Southland, I think. Isn't it Southland Greyhound Park there?
Yeah.
They had a total of $7 in the wind pool. What about? Well, you haven't been to a lot of racetracks. The best racing town, as I was going to ask. You haven't been to a lot, though. So.
What do you think about Oklahoma City downtown?
Used to be good. You need to go now. You wouldn't think as highly of it because COVID has ruined it. But meaning the place is just flat out closed. But used to be good. Not what it used to be, though, unfortunately.
Magic has been to San Francisco. That I kind of like to go there. I would like to go to what's that called over there? Pebble Beach, over the Monterey Peninsula. I'd kind of like to go there and see the seals.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool. Yeah. He says the piers along the bay are my favorite part of San Francisco. Yeah, I could see that being cool. Never been. That'd be cool though. Yeah. Yeah,
that looks like a really pretty place.
Yeah, it definitely does. I'm trying to think anywhere else that we're missing. I don't know. I don't think so. But anyway, St. Charles, suburb of St. Louis. Like I said, I was looking for a place to eat. That we'd pull into a parking lot, and there's the place that we found on Google, and that's it. I wasn't expecting anything, and man, it was really nice.
Don't they have didn't they used to have a minor league hockey team out there or a hockey rink out there or something?
It seems like so. Sandy, have you been to downtown St. Charles? It is really cool. Main Street. Yeah, man, I was really shocked by it. It was awesome. I think they did have a minor league team.
Isn't that where Lindenwood University is?
Yeah, you got me.
I think it is. Yeah. Where the Missouri River flows into the Mississippi River. I know that.
Yeah, you go right across the river bridge, and there's a big casino. You don't take that exit; you take the next one, and you just go right down about a mile, and there it is. It's awesome. It's big too. A lot of places. I was shocked. Yeah. All right. Well, anything else to add, Papa Dude? Or are we ready to go?
I don't think I have anything. We're gonna have a special Christmas show, I guess.
Yeah. So we will do a show. We'll do the regular Thursday show. Not sure on a time yet. Oh, hold on. Dennis has a question. What? Sorry to ask. Don't apologize. What's one racetrack you want to go to, Aaron, but you haven't yet? That doesn't have to be a big name. Well, Woodbine. I'd say Woodbine. I haven't been to Woodbine. I want to go to Tampa Bay Downs. I've never been to either one of those. I'd love to go to either one. Papa Dude, you got one?
Well, I've got to get up to Saratoga.
Yeah.
That's one. I've been to Churchill. Keeneland.
Yeah.
I always said I need to see that one.
Yeah.
Once you've been to Prairie Meadows, it's hard to go anywhere else.
Canterbury. That's another one, Dennis. I'd like to go to Canterbury. That'd be fun. Another one. I lost it.
You've been to most of them.
I was right. It was right there on the tip of my tongue. Golden Gate. Golden Gate. I'd really like to go to Golden Gate. So there's 4. Yeah.
Polar opposite coldest can be in Florida.
I don't know. Yeah, polar opposite Mars. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Lincoln says turf races because they seem to cancel turf race. That's true. Turf Paradise. They seem to cancel.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. I don't have any desire to go to Turf Paradise. I mean, I would go to any track that anybody wants to go to, but I'm not going to go out of my way to go to Turf Paradise. Put it that way.
Should we tell Lincoln what they call him in OU now?
Tebow.
Yeah.
Bitch out west.
The bitch out west.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lincoln.
All right. Anything to add, or are we ready to go?
No, I would just say, everybody, be careful picking games. Of course, we don't have anything except the 2 tomorrow night. Make sure you check the COVID list before you pick, because this is changing every day. So,
yep,
it is what it is.
Yep, it is. No, we don't call you a hero. Yeah, it's definitely keep an eye on all of that kind of stuff for sure. So, all right, guys, we're going to sign off here. Thanks, everybody, for joining in. We'll see you back here on Thursday. Time. Here's the deal. We can do night. I have a feeling we're going to have plans at night. I think we better keep it to the afternoon on Thursday. Unfortunately. Hate that.
Whatever. Well, we can always change it. You don't know yet.
All right, we'll be here sometime on Thursday. I'll see what the plans are, and we'll go from there. Yes, Magic, that's what Tebow means. So, all right, we're going to get off here, guys. We will see you right back here on Thursday. I'll announce a time a little bit later on Twitter and Facebook. So, thanks, everybody.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to the first ever Dudes Who Bet Sports.
So you want to bet sports, but you need some advice on how to cash in big at a heck of a price. Well, if you want enough money to line your shorts, then you're in the right place. This is Dudes Who Bet Sports. Dudes Who Bet Sports, it's your favorite show. Dudes Who Bet Sports, where degenerates go. Dudes Who Bet Sports, time to change your approach with Aaron Halterman and his father, the coach. Let's ride.